Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for this another interesting episode of this video series, which we are calling as Learning and Development, Preparing Enterprises for Tomorrow, right? And today we have with us Sushma Bendore, Senior Vice President, Chief Learning Officer, Motilal Oswal. Thank you, Sushma, for being with us. We also have with us Arushi Agarwal, Head Coursera for Business India. Thanks, Arushi, for making it to this video series, right? We have a very interesting conversation line. We're looking at the BFSI space, right? And BFSI space has seen a lot of, a change lately, right? And especially, I'm very intrigued, Sushma, that you hail from Motilal Oswal, and it's one of the most diversified groups, right? You're catering through multiple products and services and to different customer segments altogether, right? Starting from your advisory to your retail, right? You almost cover the whole gambit, minus the banking. That's about it, right? Yes. Having said that, how important is it for you in your learning and development, architecture to encompass soft skills, and how difficult it is to put it in there, understanding that you are catering to different groups altogether, right? That's my first question to you.
All right. Soft skills, I feel, is the most crucial element. Functional skills anyways is there, right? Functional skills, there is no two ways about it. You need to have the functional skills. You need to know the product. You need to know the services that you're offering. You need to understand the products in and out, understand the rebuttals, all of those. But how do you put it across? Let's say, especially for the junior lot, how do you put it across to the customer? For the senior lot, are you able to influence them in the right way? For the senior lot, are you able to negotiate your terms and conditions with the customers? And it doesn't matter whichever business you are in, whether you are in brokering and distribution, whether you are in an institutional business like private equity, investment banking, whatever the case might be. Soft skills is the most critical element in today's world, and it is ever evolving, right? It is said that every 5 years, the skills are changing. Every 5 years, the skills are changing. So how do I make sure that I'm on top of things, right? How do I make sure that all of the learnings that I'm getting from the organization, how am I converting it? So when I'm saying learning from the organization, these are the technical skills. How am I converting it and articulating in the best way possible with whoever is the stakeholder, right? So soft skills, I feel, it has always undergone transformation, and it is ever evolving, and it is here to stay.
Sushma, you beautifully brought us to the second part of my question. Now, this is becoming the most, stark problem that is staring at the BFSI industry, right? Because the core business is not technology, right? But they cannot do without technology today.
Absolutely.
Right? How is your organization focusing on data literacy and digital literacy for all types of skilling initiatives? Any light that you can throw on that?
That's a very interesting question. We have an entire set of IT team, right? And data literacy is something which is of highest importance. It doesn't matter whether you are in fintech, whether you are in a non-fintech, it doesn't matter. If you are in BFSI, technology is the way to go, right? So in our organization, what we have done is that we have curated a journey, a data science program journey, which is of around 10 months. So a senior leader of the organization, he conducts the journey for our people. So what he does is that every Saturday, Sunday, this kick-started in the month of July, and every Saturday, Sunday, he comes down, he gets all of the people of the organization who aspire to be data scientists, and they come ahead with a discussion. But before coming to the session, there is an interesting idea to it, right? So what we do is that, let's say the course curriculum talks about AI, machine learning, whatever the other topics might be. We identify the right set of modules for them. So they come prepared for the module. So we always use the method of blended learning, because application in a controlled environment is much easier in the blended form and in the classroom-based learning. So I think data literacy is the way to go, and that's how we are also identifying the talent within the organization who can become potential data scientists. So out of the 50 group of people, we have already identified around 12 group of people who are already ready now kind of situation, right? So we have already nearly completing the journey now. We are about to graduate shortly, and we already have around 15 data scientists who will go live.
Wow. I think in this model, what beautifully stands out, Sushma, is that because you've inbuilt that physical aspect as well, before and after the digital modules, the learning stays.
Correct.
The stickiness of the learning is improved way more than
Correct.
anything else.
Correct.
Arushi, at this juncture, I come to you, right? What are the multiple ways that you have been addressing the BFSI industry, and how have you been helping? Any key element that you feel that has plagued or is currently plaguing this industry, and you are making a pivotal role there?
What we have done is we have said that learning needs to be effective, learning needs to be learner first, and learning needs to have business outcomes. And to that end, what we have done is our platform is of course powered by the best quality courses by top universities and industry partners. On top of that, we have built what we call as Coursera Academies. There is the Leadership Academy, which is focused towards the soft skills, lead yourself, lead teams, lead managers, and lead the organization. And then there are functional academies, which is the Finance Academy, the Marketing Academy, the Data Academy, and the Tech Academy. And we feel like this is very, very relevant for the BFSI customers that we have the opportunity to serve, to be able to both serve different cohorts of learners, but some cohorts of learners might require multiple academies to be deployed to the same individual for this to be effective. And we're doing all this through both hands-on learning as well as other formats, so that this can be effective versus it for just to be theoretical.
Just to add to that, the Leadership Academy that you spoke about, so yesterday I completed the frontline managers training.
Wonderful.
It was
Wonderful.
a 2-month journey. So every week we used to have a few hours of training and so on and so forth. But these were classroom modules. So the same way, now what we are doing is that for those people, for those 20 people who attended the frontline managers training, we have gone ahead and selected these specific courses which is going to be applicable to them.
Wonderful.
In the next 1 month, I am about to launch the first time managers training. So obviously there are also the transition point trainings where concepts related to leadership styles, delegation, and all of those will help. So even in my leadership journey, digital learning is something that can be beautifully incorporated.
I'm sure not all is hunky-dory, right? There would have been some challenges that you have, traversed or are continuing to face, right? If you could elucidate on that currently.
One of the challenges that I was facing for quite some time, for the past 2-3 months, is that I had partnered with a learning partner, the organization which used to provide off-the-shelf courses. But with this learning partner, what had happened was that we have partnered with them, but we have not created the roadmap. We have not created the skills that are required. I have not identified what are the required skills, what's the current skill gap. Nothing had been done. Because of which, people used to go ahead and just apply the courses, enroll for courses, try attempting it, get bored, and then switch over. They'll just leave the course alone, not even complete the course. So overall, there would be no holistic experience that they would be getting. So one of the things that we realized after that was that unless I assign a specific course which is exactly applicable to that person, the person will not be able to actually do the course. Or even if I assign a specific course, if it is not customized or curated for that specific role and for that specific employee, it might not be relevant. For example, let's say if I am the learner, I feel that strategic thinking is an area of opportunity. My reporting manager feels that probably data-based decision making is an area of opportunity. So even if my reporting manager has recommended to the HR learning team saying that, data-based decision making is something that Sushma needs to learn, as soon as I go over there, I'm like, I'm fantastic at data-based decision making. I still want to go ahead with strategic learning. The probability of me doing strategic learning will be there, but there's a push that is coming from my reporting manager saying that you need to go ahead with data-based decision making. So the push mechanism is much more higher. So that's how we have adopted, or we have evolved our approach now, where we have done the entire role skill mapping for all of the employees across organization. We have identified the required skills, the current skills, skill gap, and for those particular things we have curated the learning pathways.
So you're definitely ensuring there is further participation,
Yes.
and they look forward to doing these courses going forward as
Absolutely.
well. Right?
Absolutely.
Wonderful, wonderful, Shashma. Arushi, I come to you.
Yeah.
What are the other different ways or more modern ways how you are strategizing this whole domain of upskilling, skilling and development in BFSI and other industries? Can you throw some light on that?
Everything starts from the customer. As a product or a platform company, we are very, very obsessed with who the customer is. And for us, there are two levels of customers. The first customer is the enterprises that we partner with, such as Motilal. The second customer is the employees of the customer that we partner with, who are our learners. And everything that we do is so that we are able to serve these two sets of customers well. If I talk about the first customer, it is enabling this role-based skilling. It is enabling on the platform the ability to assign courses. It is enabling dashboards and seeing whether the assignment that has been given is actually proving to give the skills that this individual should be developing through scores, through assessments, through quizzes, and then being able to prove the business outcomes so that the organization can move ahead. So that is the first in terms of the innovations and the areas that we have focused on. For the employees who are our learners, we are making sure that this is compelling and this is something that they do with confidence and with happiness. So at the very beginning is, of course, having relevant courses which they feel will help in their job, but also will help in getting the next job. So both today as well as for the future. And within this, there is the benefit of having a credentialed learning. There is the benefit of having targeted learning. There is the benefit of having a Coursera coach in the product which is personalized to you. And then there is the benefit of being able to display all this through the skill sets that we have. So this is the way that we have focused on both.
Thank you, Arushi, for putting that whole roadmap that you've gone through, because I think this is what truly will ensure that you have learning that works.
Yes.
Right? That's the whole platform that we have curated. Thank you, ladies, for giving your precious time and joining us in this interesting conversation. I'm sure these baby steps that we have all taken is going to shape the future of industries and the future of learning altogether. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.